Hello, this is the Aussie Arrowhead. What you are listening to is a series where I read through the book What the Buddha Taught by Walpola Rahula and make some personal commentaries. Preface. Walpola Rahula starts by describing how there was a growing interest in Buddhism in his time. What the Buddha Taught was published in 1959. This was a time when a few things happened which brought Buddhism into the global spotlight. The first was the Tibetan uprising against Chinese rule. This was a massive international news event. As a consequence of this, the 14th Dalai Lama fled Lhasa for India and became a celebrity. There was an exodus of thousands of Tibetans to other countries of the world, including Europe and North America, an event known as the Tibetan diaspora. The Tibetans brought Buddhism with them. In America, there was a growing interest in Zen Buddhism through the counterculture. The writers known as the Beat Generation, such as Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg, were influenced by Zen. The Beats were based in San Francisco, where the San Francisco Zen Center was founded in 1959. It taught and promoted Buddhism for over 50 years and is considered a flagship institution of Zen Buddhism in America. Lastly, during the 1950s, Japanese Buddhist scholar D.T. Suzuki gave a series of lectures at Columbia University, which influenced a group of famous New York intellectuals who incorporated Zen concepts into art and psychology. Rahula laments that with the flurry of popular excitement, most people writing about the Buddha in the West got the Buddha completely wrong. He highlights one example. Quote, "A professor of comparative religion who recently wrote a book on Buddhism did not even know that Ananda, the devoted attendant of the Buddha, was a bhikkhu, a monk, but thought he was a layman." Unquote. A stickler for facts, as the scholar should be. Rahula goes on to say that the book is written for the, quote, "educated and intelligent general reader, uninstructed in the subject, who would like to know what the Buddha actually taught." Unquote. It is intended to be a faithful and accurate account of the actual words used by the Buddha as they are found in the Buddhist canons. He describes the challenge in writing for a Western audience. He feels a need to strike a balance between writing in a way which resonates with Western attitudes, while retaining the meaning and flavour of the ancient texts. One of the key things Rahula says he hopes to do is communicate what he feels are the essential and fundamental teachings of the Buddha. He lists them as follows: the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the Five Aggregates, Karma, Rebirth, Conditioned Genesis, the Doctrine of No Soul, the Setting Up of Mindfulness. He gives a brief description of the Theravada and Mahayana schools and says that when it comes to this list of doctrines, they unanimously agree. Rahula thanks three people for encouragement in reading his manuscript. These are E.F.C. Ludowich, a professor of English at the University of Ceylon, a lady named Marianne Mohn, and Swiss-French sinologist Paul Demivel. A postscript is written, Paris, July 1958.